Sorry, is how my thumbnails are sabotaged and changed, and don't is not what I'm selecting as thumbnails. The thumbnail that I selected right here. We hack you, take you the F out. That's what. This is what you can see. Let me start it over again. Okay. Officer who? The thumbnail that I selected. We hack you, right here. Take you the F out. We hack you, take you the F out. This is what you can see. You the F, we hack. Okay. So this is compromising my channel because the police department is committing crimes with YouTube, hacking the YouTube, and that's criminal. But repeatedly, there's been no charges. That's why the comments are like they are. So I've changed this thumbnail over and over and over again. This thumbnail right here. So since One Safe Place is lying to me about the services, so the thumbnail, let me show you what I've set it to. This is the thumbnail that I have set. Referral to law enforcement, legal assistance, parenting and relationship education, spiritual support, victim advocacy and case management, healthcare wellness. They deny me of all those services. And the thumbnail don't want you to see all the things that they restricted me from. What you can see. Like I said, I've tried to change it like 15 times and it will not change. And then they alter it and make it to where you can't read when I'm trying to post all the time. And they've even altered wording and made things that had video, visual, and made it a black screen to tamper with evidence. I don't know why. I mean, some things that are more serious, I don't know why they're doing it. But I'm just trying to expose the fact that they're doing it. So since the device I'm recording is off, I have to record just the ones I have to feel like showing you. This is correspondence I had with my son. And he's saying that I threatened him with a taco in his hand, that he did not put his hands on me, which he did. So since he's saying that I slandered on him. First, let me pause this. This is not like my kids. It's like the movie Drop. It's like someone is in for it because they were doing this in tears. And I'm saying it's incredible, something that you've never seen. It's like back in the day when the masters would demand that slaves beat other slaves to show them it's that feeling of betrayal. You beat that slave or have a husband beat his wife. And you have to, there you can't get against. I mean, you can either get killed or you can get either beaten severely or die from not harming someone you care about. It's just a trick of proving that something is amiss and that's possibly what's going on. I just don't understand why so many people in my circle have been in tears at church. I've seen people crying that were committing crimes to me in multiple different places, in stores that were committing crimes. They bust in tears and say, let me get a supervisor. How's the supervisor going to tell me why you're crying? And then, like at church, then someone's comforting someone, hugging them. No, go ahead. Rack up felonies with us. No, it's okay to hate our guts. That's what you do at church. But some kind of way, I'm the problem for not respecting someone, but dropping off criminals to enforce crimes on civilians. I think the biggest criminals that can enlist or can recruit armies in their crimes is a bigger threat. And it's an even bigger threat if those type of criminals is law enforcement. But I seem to be the minority in my circle. So back to this and my son. Threatening to take my life. And I sent him the email, the correspondence from the court saying that my experiences were true and factual because he was slandering me. And I sent him that information. And then he still is claiming that they're lies, even though the court said that they were true. And even though he has video footage, and I sent him the death threats I got. So for all these years, my family has slandered me and deflected on me saying that I'm scared, with blaming me, hanging me up in my face, cursing me out, and leaving me in it. So let's see what date this was. This was Wednesday. And for all these years, we have never been able to discuss my abuse because they're too busy slandering me with things that didn't happen. If you have death threats, if you have a video of me saying I want to report death threats and I'm going to jail for it, why is it that you're talking about something that you claim happened 10 years ago? But he's blaming me for putting his hands on me. You can't see the video of me being arrested, multiple different ones. You can't see the car accident you witnessed right here. Tried to blatantly lie about this video of this with your house is in the clip where you lived and your car. You looking at my car and him cursing me out, threatening my safety. The police department never came and got caught in multiple different lies. I was so distraught, I wasn't getting it. So when the adjuster called me, she said that, yeah, he got caught in a lot of lies with me too, and then hung up in my face. And then the La Familia lied and pretended like they lost my number and address. And never, because I said, well, can you report it to the police? Because I'm being denied law enforcement. It was deliberate. And then I guess the police department enlisted La Familia to cover for crimes. And they, like I said, pretended, lied and said that they lost me. But they had just called on the same number. This is it too. He didn't stop. He just hit me full through. I mean, you know how people let up on the brakes. He didn't do it. And then when my son got caught in lies, this is what happened. He says he didn't see it, but now pulled out in front of the vehicle. Let's go back. No, I didn't. And sorry, your start. I knew. So you're stating now you didn't witness the car accident? No, I didn't, and never did. You're trying to convince me that someone ran you over with a car right in my face, and that's not what I'm saying. Like multiple different other parties. A car accident, not a hit and run. I don't want to show which car vehicle is his. He came outside. Look, I mean, the man was ranting and raging, calling me the beats, threatening me. Almost the whole street came out, including my son. Nothing. So I'm trying to. My oldest son was deliberately lying and blatantly lying, and then I'm trying to catch my middle son. But we'll let you hear that too. But my device is altering the search results. I put in son part 1. And it's bringing up things that aren't the video to make it difficult for me searching for it. And then bringing up cyberbullying sites, so I have to see this. Why would my device repeatedly cover for my family's behavior? And get away with altering search results and never be held accountable for it.
What I have experienced, because I know you communicated what you experienced.
No, I didn't. I didn't communicate all of what I experienced. You said I apologize, and then you got to just negate what I was talking about. So shouldn't
I'm fighting for my life, and this is what they want to talk about.
If apologies get to negate what people are talking about, shouldn't everybody's apology just make the whole conversation stop? Because when you say, "Oh, I just don't want to talk about it,"
I can never talk about it. I don't want to be
No,
noted.
I just, if I don't understand why, if people are rational, if someone's apologizing and trying not to argue, why they consistently still want to argue and enforce conflict. We're both Christians. We're both Christians, and for all this time, you have not been upset with me that we've communicated.
I gave him $1,000.
I gave you the $1,000 and everything, and we were cool. So I don't, all this time, and then I just question you why it's been 7 years, and then you just started raging. If you weren't upset all this time, why are you upset today?
My fault is what I said, and then I brought up.
I think it was a miscommunication. I'm telling you right now, I'm not saying that it's your fault. The only thing that I was just trying to say is
they call me and start arguments.
I'm not being heard. I'm not being heard.
You said.
For the psychological abuse.
I'm not being heard because I'm telling you that I'm not blaming you for it. I just wanted to see you. I'm not being heard. I'm not being heard. You're not hearing me.
I'm hearing you. But
no, you're not.
If you're not trying to blame me for it, when I bring up the instance that we saw each other, and you say, "But you were on the phone," that's what you said.
Okay, I apologize for that. You didn't take a phone call. Okay, I apologize for that. We only talked 5 or 10 minutes.
This is at his graduation.
You said it was because I was on the phone.
Okay, I apologize for that. You weren't on the phone.
But you just said you weren't.
I apologize. I thought you were on the phone. That's not a big, huge event to, start an argument with someone and, because they thought you were on the phone call. You said that you weren't on the phone call. Okay, let's forget about it.
I hadn't seen him in years, and at his graduation.
Us not seeing each other for 7 years, and I bring up an instance that we see each other, and then you say, you were on the phone. That's what you said. You were on the phone. So you made it my fault that we only talked for 3 minutes out of the one time that we saw each other in 7 years. And that's not a problem. That doesn't, if you said, say that same question again is that, oh, why haven't we seen each other for 7 years? And what if I say, because you haven't came to see me?
Okay, well then I'll come see you. No big deal. That's how we communicated in the past. We didn't argue like this until after I met Jason and y'all said that he was not doing all the things. We didn't argue like that, period. People would love coming over there. You remember that? Your place was a hangout. If I'm this horrible mom, why did everybody want to hang out over there?
What else happened back then? Anything you told me, I believed was true. And then once I stopped doing that, that's when the arguments came. Because everything you said, I didn't believe that's true.
Okay. So what is it that you're not? So I lied about the phone call. You didn't take a call. You stepped out of the car, and I left you because I was sick.
What does you being sick have to do with you leaving your...
Because you jumped out of the car, and I was sick and didn't want to deal with it. I needed to get something to eat.
I jumped out of a car. I stepped out of the car so we could wait for the officers that you called.
Well, the officer set me up.
How did they set you up if you called them?
Okay, back to he said that he didn't take a call at the graduation. My device is hiding it again, but I have a way to combat. I have to strategize for my device hiding things. This is graduation where he said he wasn't on the phone.
You're undercover, whoever you are.
Everybody has left.
Hi.
And there's one party supervising what my family's doing. Let me show you. That's why I said, see that one man over there is monitoring my family. Right there.
Hope you're undercover, whoever you are.
That stalking's a felony. He's trying to make sure that they don't treat me right, knowing you'd never believe it. So I hadn't seen them in years. That's my daughter.
Fine. Oh, you look good.
And my device was trying to tamper with evidence so you can't hear what we're saying. I'm asking them why I can't see them and what's going on, and my device is covering for it and cut off the sound. So something is going off while my device repeatedly covers for my family's behavior. That I've been to jail over her. So I hadn't really had a chance to speak to my son. That he has the white shirt on. That's him right there. He's on the phone. Has the phone in his hand. Right there. Walking off. It's his graduation.
Well, you getting in the camera footage.
They're panicking because I'm recording.
Don't want to be on camera.
They're trying to hide from the camera and being weird. There's my son over there. Right there on the phone. He left the group. I seen him for like 3 minutes. Then another party's on the phone in the con. If I haven't seen you in years, why is everybody on the phone?
How you doing? She's avoiding the camera too.
Why are they panicking that I'm recording, and why does everyone want to place a call when I haven't seen them in years?
Yeah.
How disrespectful is that?
That's what families do. It's odd that people can't be recorded at a graduation.
And look at how she's looking like something's up.
There's a lot of people that record at graduations without people getting up.
She's smarter than the rest of my family. See how everybody's hiding and being weird? If you haven't seen me in years, why is everyone on the phone? She's on the phone too. My sister. And my other son lied about being over the phone. He's not over there. It's pretty sick if I haven't seen you no matter what I've done. You claim I'm so mentally ill, so you hate my guts. And why would you be on the phone? Both of them, 2 people on the phone, and someone's overseeing it. Then another party over there, I haven't seen them in years. Look how they're excluding me. And then my phone's covering for it so you can't hear it.
People over, the basketball team over, I used to bake and everything, but everybody got infuriated when I had my phosphorus. They hate my guts now.
The child's on the phone too. It's 3 people on the phone, and I haven't seen people in years. And someone's watching it. Everybody has left. It's a man supervising this. I'm trying to find up some things with my sister. That's hid. Okay, so I have to do this the hard way. Everything that I've looked up for during the search is hidden, trying to expose what my family has done. That means that whoever's controlling my family is also controlling my devices, my YouTube, and multiple different things around me. Okay, so this is a Judge Mathis episode. What happened was I had bought my sister a car. I was really kind and giving to a lot of my family members. My place was a hangout that people went to, even with my children. And people will be honest, every home that we had, they had a lot of friends. They always wanted a party each year. I said, you can do whatever you want. They always chose to have a party and have me cook. That's what they wanted every year, all my children. So I have a history of throwing parties for my kids, and that's what they wanted. So nonetheless, having this history for people that would be honest know that I was extremely giving. So I bought my sister a car, and then something happened to the car. She didn't take care of it. So then I lent her a car, and then when I lent her the car, she sold it. So then I lent her the car and I told her that she needed to do upkeep on it and she wouldn't do it properly. So I threatened to take the car and we're on Judge Mathis. This is disputing what the prank caller said.
That 48.
Maybe 12.
Okay, so 25% of the time.
And then
If you kept it 75% of the time, that's why.
Well, I did do some repairs to the truck. I mean,
You do the inspection, which is required by law.
no,
Okay.
she got the sticker for me.
All right, got that part. Now, what happened to the car?
And then I got the repairs done most of the times whenever it needed to be done.
Talk about what happened to it ultimately when it came up missing.
What happened was I let her know that it was. At first, the apartments I stay in, they kept towing the vehicle.
Why?
Because at that time, the apartments hadn't had the resident stickers, so every time they towed it, they actually brought the car back. So at this
Why
time,
they tore it in the first place?
that's why they brought it back. They
No
had
tags, no
Several
inspections.
times. I
No,
know.
that's
you
not
know I know
why.
that. Go ahead, man. What happened to the car ultimately?
Okay, what happened to the car? It was in the KFC parking lot across the street from the apartments. They came up to me, told me they were going to tow it because the KFC had been sold, and he was like, it had been sitting there for a year and a half. So
Why did you leave it there for a year and a half?
she left it. She took the keys when she got mad. She left it there for a year and a half.
She left it there for a year and
It
a half?
wasn't a year.
And
Yes,
never
sir.
came back? And you didn't have the keys for a year and a half?
No, sir.
You didn't have the keys when they took it to the tow yard?
No, sir.
She had left it there. You hadn't touched it for a year and a half
No, sir.
by the time they came to tow it.
No, sir.
Ma'am,
That is not true. That car, it sat there for a while because
did you have the keys when it was
yes, I did.
towed?
It wasn't towed. She sold it.
How did she get the keys? If you were
She
the last
sold it
person
for
with
scrap. And it was worth, the blue book value was $2,700.
the keys. Ma'am, did you sell it?
For scrap. She told me she sold it for $50. No title.
What is
Title's in
wrong
my
with
name.
you? Are you stable?
Yes, sir.
Okay. Did you sell it?
They told me they were going to tow it. They said they told
So
me
is that a yes? Did you sell it?
Yes, sir. They
All
told
right,
me
something's
either
wrong with you.
move it or...
3309
Thank
is
you.
your judgment,
And she
ma'am.
parked in
Just wanna
handicap.
use your car and then sold it. Have a good day.
So he awarded me for the handicap sticker. Let me show you what my middle son did.
You see how horrible that was? You didn't think that was very bad what you did?
I didn't say it wasn't bad. I did not say it wasn't bad. Not one time. It was sitting over there for a year and a half. You
It
told
doesn't
me
matter if it was sitting there for 5
told me
years.
don't
You don't
call
sell
no
a car
more,
that's
so
not
therefore
yours.
I couldn't tell you they were
I done told you not to call me no
therefore-
more. Well,
Yeah.
that's why the police report was done, and you better be glad we did this because you could have went to jail over it.
My phone is covering for crimes again, and it's not letting me view things properly, and is glitching. This is my son's Facebook page, and if I'm on Judge Mathis upset that my sister had parked in the handicap parking space, I lent her my car knowing that I had my name clear, racking up tickets for me. Why would he post make his profile pictureless? Do you know how heartbreaking that would be for someone to taunt you about something that when you were on Judge Mathis? With a car and the handicap sticker, which caused a lot of pain and suffering for me, that my family would betray me like that? I give her my car for her to have my nieces and nephews be able to drive around, and then she betrays me and parks in a handicap spot. In addition to that betrayal, sell my car that I lent her, and everybody on the planet covers for her? Let me correct that. Not everybody on the planet, but a large population of my environment is covering for it. It's doing it again just from nowhere. No rhyme, no reason, covering for my family. It's been doing it years. I think that's curious. I think this is probably the problem right here. I already control your family. Why won't you let me control you too? You control half the United States. Why do you need to control me too? I need it all.
Manipulated. I reported it.
That's what I'm talking about. Can't nobody manipulate.
Okay, so let's moving forward. The
That's my
security
sister.
guard lied and said I was trying to fight her. Then
Yes.
when they realized,
On this video?
yes. Then when they realized that I was recording
I'm
them,
showing her the
I was
false arrest.
I hide it, and when they
You're
realized,
not supposed to do that.
well, I have to expose the crimes, and it's not
So
believable.
hold on, let's make sure that you have a clear perspective. I'm telling her I was arrested for reporting her niece is a child abuse. She's getting on to me at her place. I'm desperate. I have no other place to go. I'm blacklisted from all help, and I'm being over at my sister's house getting violated. Each time I make a call, she's coming out, interrupting, starting arguments. When I'm trying to speak with SMI1, I got pickpocketed. They wouldn't mail me out my card, period. So I started recording because how is it that I think I had like $2,000 or $3,000 on it and couldn't get the card. A pickpocketer deliberately stole it, and SMI1 would not mail me out my card. So I started recording what SMI. How is it possible that they are doing this? So nonetheless, so she's interrupting me trying to get my car from SM1. She's interrupting me trying to get something done about Jason. She's interrupting me speaking to CPS. And when I'm making these calls, she's coming out, interrupting it, angry, starting arguments. So let me go ahead and finish the.
Okay, well, she lied and said I was trying to fight her. When they realized I was recording, then they arrested me on my way out at CPS for reporting your niece's abuse. There was bruises on her that you don't want to hear about. Then they're committing interference with child custody crimes.
I didn't say I didn't want to hear about these.
Okay, well, there it is right there. You wanted to concentrate on mental illness. And I know that you have a hard time with me.
So how do you know it was bruises on the table?
I told you about them. It was September 24, 2011. She had bruises when she went over to Mike's house. That's what initiated me to move to East Texas, because I couldn't get anything resolved. So then after that, she wasn't in his life a long time. They played games. It went in her life.
So she
and then when
says
she had the heart
this.
attack or whatever happened,
Let me pause it.
they tried to be a part of her life.
And my device is glitching and don't want me to pause it. So she states in this video that I'm telling her about the bruises, but later on when she sets me up, she's going to say that she told me why I didn't have access to my daughter because I've been neglectful. Well, even if you did think that I had been neglectful with no evidence, why would you condone her being in an environment that left bruises on her? Why are we not addressing that, but you want to address some neglect that no one has given me evidence of? So nonetheless, this is my family. Let me finish playing.
2017. Then she had bruises again. She reported abuse February of 2018. Then something else happened April of 2022.
Okay, so all this, if you think all this is...
If I think.
If all that is true, if CPS is involved, and they think that Michaela's in harm, you don't think they would have removed her?
We're deflecting because...
No, we're not.
Okay, I don't know why you get mad. You get mad.
Because, Kiana, listen, baby. If Michaela was in harm, I know CPS. They would have put her in a home.
Okay, you just said that you have a sister that had a certain behavior. Okay, why are we deflecting on the video that you have that you're watching in your hand where they lied?
This is not
she said prior in this video, my video's glitching again, my phone.
Security lied and said I was...
So she said prior in this video that there's no MF and way that her sister that she knows would have been in my position. I said, if that you know the sister that I am, if there's no MF and way that I would be in this position, maybe that should be a red flag to you.
I can't see nothing on the video. I just heard you talking.
So she's lying.
Okay, if you're going to be mad, do you want me to go outside? Because if you're going to be mad, I'm just trying not to be pickpocketed and violated. If you're going to be mad,
yeah, I hadn't reported the pickpocketing.
Okay, so
I still didn't have my card.
I got pickpocketed and I've been pickpocketed, thrown on the ground. Do you want me to go outside? Because I like to get some law enforcement. Are you
every time she comes out starting arguments when I'm trying to report crimes?
What do you mean?
Okay, do you want me to go outside? Because I got pickpocketed, I got thrown on the ground, I had someone try to hit me with a car, I got attacked, and I ran off roads.
And when did all this happen?
Are you saying that I can't get this business
No,
resolved?
I'm not saying
Okay,
that.
well, can I get my
What
business
I'm saying
resolved?
is that people that are trying to help you.
Can I get the business? Okay, can I get the business resolved? Do I have to go outside to do it? Or are you saying that I can't? Can we talk about this after I get the business resolved? Because I still don't have my funds. Are you saying that to live in your house, do I need to go outside to do it? Okay, can I handle it? And then we talk about me being mentally ill later? Can I handle my business?
So did you want to go at 2?
I need to be able to. Are you requiring that I go at 2? Where am I?
So while I'm trying to get my card and report the pickpocket, and she's aware that I've been pickpocketed because I don't have my card, she's trying to set me up and have me go to a mental health place. I can't get my business taken care of but I don't have any other place to go. I'm blacklisted from our shelter, and if they're going to let me in the mental health place, I'm blacklisted. That's the only option I have. I'm getting attacked, but all these things going on, and no one seems to care. I don't know if they're, like it's the movie The Drop. I don't know why people are in tears all over the place, and we'll get to that part.
Somewhere on Gannon. I have to get the address.
Okay, so you're enforcing that I go to Gannon.
Not the police department to report the pickpocketing or the threats of being tased.
Okay, so we're going to Gannon, and what's going to happen on Gannon that my family member wants me to go to?
I don't know what's going to happen next. I don't know how this works.
Okay, so go to Gannon and tell them can I tell them about my abuse, or what are you requiring that I tell them?
I mean, yeah, you can tell them. You can show them the videos. I can tell them too.
Okay, so just going to get psychological support system for being violated, because your niece has been in abuse. There's evidence of it.
If it was evidence, she would have been removed. So I don't even want to hear that.
Okay, so you don't want to hear me, the guns pulling on me, trapped on trains and all that, evidence of that recorded, and all of that being threatened and mistreated and violated. You don't want to hear nothing about that.
Oh, if I told you, if all that happened, then yes, by any means, take care of your business.
Okay, that's what I'm trying to do. It did happen. It's been documented and recorded. I showed it to the police. There's evidence of it. So I just wanted to handle that business before you get set me up to go to Gannon for the mental illness, but deflect on all the other chaos your sister has to endure in your family. But can I just finish that and then we talk about this? Can I complete what I was doing?
Mm-hmm.
Okay, and I see that you didn't want to look at this. If you don't want to see the evidence, and it's hard,
what's that? You still
I'm showing right here.
So the feeling, it's like, I know this is an incredible story, but it's like the slavery when, like I said, when the slaves have to beat other slaves. Because I feel like my family is putting me at risk with people that will take my life. For my family to let people that have assaulted me, violate me, come and be in cahoots with that is a level of betrayal that one can't really express. It's one thing to go to churches. It's one thing to be violated at the police department, but to have your own flesh and blood blatantly lie on you for whatever reason that is, begging for your life, hanging up in your face and cursing you out is a feeling of betrayal I just really simply can't explain. And I can understand, if I sold drugs and, I beat them and I was drunk all the time and, had this serious problem. And I'm not saying that I was perfect, but I bought cars and I threw the parties and I baked. And the return that I get is for someone to leave me in fear and for my safety. If my place repeatedly was a known hangout, people with all kinds of income, kids with all kinds of income wanted to come over there and play games and be in a household. Anyone willing to do law enforcement, that can see in multiple different neighborhoods. It's just a couple. All the neighborhoods where I lived in, my place was a hangout when I had my kids. Even when I didn't have my kids.
Maybe I have a mental capacity.
So she's saying that I'm mentally ill, so I can't.
What about your nephew getting hit with the car? Why would the police come and cover for that? Don't you think that was suspicious that your nephew got hit with a car in front of you? And
she tried to take your
we're talking about.
She was trying to stop.
I'm not talking about your nephew getting hit with a car.
I don't know about what happened with that.
You forgot? How Nia was panicking and your nephew was limping and told me he didn't want me calling the police and hair was bleeding and didn't want to go to the. I didn't have a car then, and he didn't want to go to the hospital.
I don't remember remember nothing like
Oh, you don't remember him getting hit with a car?
No.
Yeah, I don't. That's a pretty extreme thing for you not to remember. When we were at your house, I didn't even know I was going through this, but you don't remember the police coming in front of you covering for your nephew getting hit with a car? Julian remembered.
Who got hit with a car? And how was the
Tristan.
How was the police cover up Tristan getting hit with a car?
Can I finish? Because you want me to get mental health treatment. You don't remember something extreme as your nephew getting hit with a car, but his dad remembers it. He remembers it. It happened in front of you where the police cover for it.
I remember is that the only thing I ever remember is them saying that you left Tristan at Family Dollar.
So what they want to capitalize off what happened at Family Dollar. So they were scheming to keep me away from my son, and he was starting an argument. I mean, he was out of control. And I told him to cut his phone off because the phones were being monitored, and of course we have evidence of that, even though all these parties slander me and try to cover for it. So nonetheless, he was got it jumping. The police were coming, and then I realized the police department kept setting me up, and I said, "No, we need to go ahead and leave. I'm not safe with the police." He said no and jumped out the car and ran. Well, I wasn't safe with the police. I said, come on, because he would not come. So I left, and plus I was sick anyway. I'm anemic, and I would get dizzy routinely. It's more under control, but I was always dizzy. I wasn't really taking care of myself initially being homeless. So I was sick a lot, as you can hear in a lot of these videos. So nonetheless, and denied medical treatment as well. So that's another thing that's dangerous. So nonetheless, so he would not get in the car. So I knew I wasn't safe with the police department. So I called the police and said, yeah, my son jumped out the car and won't get in the car, and I'm sick and I need to go get something to eat because I feel like I'm about to faint. They capitalized off that and lying to make me seem like a bad person out of slander and saying that I left him. But how, if you jumped out the car and ran, what am I supposed to do? I left him, and I'm getting death threats and telling you about this, but you want to talk about me leaving? Everyone knows that I wouldn't leave my son. My son ran away. So then the police department says that I abandoned him, but I had already called the police and said he jumped out the car. Can you do something? Can you take him to a juvenile or something, because he don't need to be acting like that? I called the police. So nonetheless, both my family and the police department slandered me. But they can pull the call on what I reported if I were to ever get law enforcement. Not only that, I reported it to the 255th District Family Court that crimes were being committed to keep me away from not only Michaela, my youngest child, but my middle child as well. And then I reported that he jumped out the vehicle and the police department would not give me access, and he was basically kidnapped by Marcus Perez. And I reported him repeatedly over Marcus Perez to the police, and nothing was repeatedly done. So interference with child custody is a felony crime that Marcus Perez has not been held accountable. And then alienation with my child, I think that he's probably some kind of plant or something that's inappropriate, and he's behind why my child is behaving the way that he is. I believe that he's been brainwashed. All we have to do is add up the lies that don't make sense. So he should remember the car. Let me go back.
How was the police cover up Tristan getting hit with a car?
Can I finish? Because you want me to get mental health treatment. You don't remember something extreme as your nephew getting hit with a car, but his dad remembers it. He remembers it. It happened in front of you where the police cover for it.
I remember
Okay, so my device is covering up for my family again. I just pulled up the first white warrant and it closed it. Why would I lie? So I have to look for it again. My family's hiding from the camera again, like they did at the graduation. I'm watching R. Kelly. Surviving R. Kelly.
And yours? Okay.
My sister, she has a white warrant.
My phone keeps being weird, covering for my family.
For her to get picked up. And they never came.
I don't know what's happening why you can't see.
No, I'm saying, who told you? Who told you? We ran the name, she's not coming back.
White warrant?
You know how they, who said that? We're not coming back. Her name comes back.
We put it on.
Where did you put it in?
Tuesday.
Probably just might not do it in.
Have you contacted the sister? They said it went through. Who told you that?
He did this morning when I talked to him.
Who was he?
A white warrant is if you have a threat to yourself or someone else. They don't want me to know. Nothing had happened. I was just sitting there watching Surviving R. Kelly.
And he seen it, and that they would come around, that they would leave around 1:35, 1:45, and come and get her.
Okay, yeah. I mean, we ran a name out through our system.
Well, I don't understand why people.
First off, if you look past the cons, if someone is a threat to themselves or someone else, you don't hide it. There's misconduct on both parties. You don't have to file whatever con they have going on. If someone is a threat to someone, the police department comes and then they assess the situation. But since I'm recording, all accomplices want to be silenced and then change policies and protocols. They don't have to set up a white warrant. The police department investigates if someone is a threat to themselves or someone else. But since I'm recording, they have to do another plan. And that point is just trying to prove it.
Won't do law enforcement for me being pickpocketed. Why people won't do anything for interference with child custody. Why I have to keep doing.
Another red flag. Why would the police department cover for me being pickpocketed if it wasn't deliberate? That's not normal. Perhaps maybe the pickpocketing was set up and that's why they wouldn't let me report it. Evidence that I've been pickpocketed, I don't have my card. And they won't mail out my card. That's why I have to record.
Bring this. Why are we emphasizing on a mental illness? I got pickpocketed. Why won't you take that report?
Did you call 911?
I did, and get what's going on with the interference of child custody. I went call CPS. I don't know why my family member. This is the second time she's done this, and then the other time she was in terror. What's your badge numbers in your name?
11819.
And your name?
Stacy.
And she's right. This is the second time that I have called for her.
In addition to that, I wrote all over the place for another living environment and did a campaign. I bought a fax, bought a whole bunch of stamps, like $100 worth of stamps, a whole bunch of envelopes. I got on blogs, and I was homeless, so I used that address of environment I thought was safe. She didn't give me one stitch of mail with multiple different false arrests, afraid for my life, terrorized by the police department, which is a felony charge. And she has not had accountability. Like I said, I called the police on her and they covered for it. And the post office. All that hard work I did on that campaign, I never got mail. And today, they still control my mail. Which, like I said, is a felony.
The first time they came, which was years
So, what is a white warrant?
they came without the person who they need.
So I don't understand why my family member would frame me for mental illness. I'm trying to watch R. Kelly, the powerful people abusing power. She knows that I've had guns pulled on me on my YouTube channel. I don't understand why I have been set up.
That was 3 years ago.
No, I just was threatened in the
It's 3
hospital
years
3
ago,
times.
so
I
it's
told you
okay.
that, and you cover for it. We don't know why. We don't know.
You need to go be seen. No one covers for this.
Someone has threatened me. I have it recorded where the guy threatened me.
You got a name, anything on?
We're deflecting officers.
Late February. In one day, someone threatened me, and then a couple hours later, just maybe 2 or 3 hours, then someone threatened to tase me. I've used 2 forms of transit. I used the TRE. Someone threatened me on that, and then the police put me off the train for being threatened. It's uploaded to the channel. Then I caught the DART train, and then immediately when I got on that, someone waited till I sat down. He kept following me around. Stalking is a felony on camera footage. So I waited till he sat down to flee him because I knew I wasn't getting law enforcement. So when I sat down, he knew where I was sitting and then sat next to me and then said, "I will tase you, BITCH." And I started recording it. He said, "Get that phone out my face. Stop recording me, BITCH. I promise I will tase you." But he waited to do this. Knowing I can't get law enforcement and everybody would cover for my murder, there was nothing that I could do.
I just got pickpocketed. We're deflecting on how I was someone threatened to tase me on the train.
What was this?
Here recently, I have it recorded. It hits a pattern. We're deflecting.
When recently? When did that?
It was in February. We're deflecting on how I went to one safe place, and then I was set up there for trying to get in a domestic violence place because I keep routinely being get threatened. Then someone pulled a gun on me, and I've been trapped on trains and buses. Why can't we talk about that? Why does my family want to emphasize on a mental illness, but we can't talk about how I keep getting violated? Why can't you figure out what has happened to terminate my rights as a parent?
Kiana, I told you what has happened with your rights as a parent. They seen that you were unfit.
How did they see it?
So
Why did they present it with
he don't want her
anything?
talking about it.
So with the child interference.
What police
That's
department are
pretty
you with?
serious to know why my rights were terminated.
Which one? There's multiple different branches.
We work out of South Central. Listen to what
South
I'm saying.
Central.
Listen
South
to
Central.
what I'm saying, man. So apparently you already made a report with the well, you already got.
But we're deflecting on why that's going on, and my family member wants to claim that I'm mental illness.
Okay.
And then why didn't you do anything with the mail that was stolen?
Listen to
That is a crime for tampering with mail. That's a felony.
Can you listen to it real quick though? So the deal
So
with the
some kind of way,
child
I'm
interference
reporting
and all that,
countless
that's already
felonies
been
in their
reported,
con,
and
but
It
they want
wasn't
to capitalize.
investigated.
Please, let's not talk
And then
about
what
that.
happened when my son was hit with the car, and that wasn't investigated.
So
Yeah,
everything
that's
that you
when I
have
was supposed to
reported.
stay in Cielo.
But it
She
wasn't
didn't remember.
investigated.
Let me
If it wasn't
rewind that.
investigated,
When I was supposed to stay in Cielo.
wasn't investigated.
So it's still it's
And then what happened when my son was hit with the car, and that wasn't investigated.
so everything
Yeah,
that
that's
you
when I
have
was supposed to
reported.
stay in Cielo.
But it wasn't investigated. If it wasn't investigated, period, you said you didn't remember it. Now you know it was when you stayed in Cielo Ranch.
That was in Brandon Mills.
Okay.
So,
Okay,
Cielo
well,
Ranch,
I
Brandon
don't
Mills,
want-
which
I want
one
to
is
know
it?
why someone purposely waited till my son took out the trash and then hit him with a car, even if that was a long time ago.
All right, listen. So everything that y'all are talking about, it's already obviously been reported. It's
So
probably
they're not
still
making sense.
investigated.
Neither one
Probably
of them, the
just
police
haven't-
department or
they
my
haven't reached
sister.
out to
How
you
is it
guys
that I
yet.
reported
But I don't
countless
understand why my
felonies?
family member would deflect on
And
that and try to
they only
emphasize a
wanna talk
mental
about
illness.
mental.
Because she don't have a warrant. We already looked her up before we got here. She don't have a warrant, so it's no just like nothing going on.
And
here
they're
that we
excluding me
can
from what they're
report.
talking about,
Anything else we can help you guys with?
setting me up
I mean,
as criminal.
If you could,
That's
you
making
could just
false
give us that
reports.
number. We could just call that person and just
Both
double
the
check
police and
before
my
we
family.
leave. Whoever you spoke with earlier about the white warrant. Like I said, we ran.
What's a white warrant?
She didn't have a warrant.
What's
Still
a white
good,
warrant?
man.
What is that?
Get him.
What's a white warrant? So, officers, what is a white warrant?
They had a list of governments enlisting my family to set me up and don't want to talk about it. They don't want to incriminate their accomplices.
What's a
No
white
one would ever
warrant?
believe
We'll
it.
call that number right now.
They did this at Midcoast.
Well, this one is the one that you
I
called
said, no, I
after
don't feel comfortable with you talking to my advocate alone. No. He said he demanded that she talk with him alone for 20 minutes. And then that's when they started playing my game.
Like you said, who's the business? Like who's the
They never told me. Just ignored me.
Am I going to the hospital? Why am I going to the hospital? Why am I going to the hospital? Am I going to the hospital?
This
Why
time
am I
they
going to the
planned
hospital?
ambush.
Why am I going
Misconduct
to the hospital?
again. They didn't get my side. They
Am I
said
going
that
to
I
the
did
hospital?
something to
Why am I
someone
going to
that
the
hadn't been
hospital?
there for days.
Why am I going to the hospital?
And you can tell that on the cell phone.
Am I going to the hospital? Why am I going to the hospital? Why am I going to the hospital?
Cell towers.
Am I going to the hospital? Why am I going to the hospital? Why am I going to the hospital?
They never told me the whole way to the hospital. Everything is being glitching. So I'm trying to let you see the video where the guy threatened to tase me, and it's not coming up. It's the search results are being manipulated. Since it wouldn't come up, I found this. So the police didn't know that I was going to get off the bus, but got caught stalking me. The police department.
Center ready?
Trailing the bus.
Bus driver pulled over for a while.
They didn't know. So he needs an alibi on why he's stalking the bus.
I'm sorry? No. Games. Argument. I asked him route information. He didn't ask to say anything. I asked him about the hospital. He ignored me, and then when he ignored me, he started an argument. That's a pattern with these drivers. When they do things wrong, they mistreat me.
And what you just saw was the reason behind the bus driver's behavior. As I reported earlier today, someone stopping transit is a felony charge. And they've pulled over buses and trains and trapped me in on them. That's a felony.
She won't let me out. She's going to the garage, kidnapping me again. This is the second day I got kidnapped. Right here. I'm trying to get off the bus me up.
Someone's saying the transit is
trying to get
kidnapping me
off.
and stopping me and riding.
Okay, well then you just said you were taking me to the garage. I need to get off. There's a
That's
police right
stopping
there.
transit. If I'm on the bus and you're going to the garage while I'm riding it
I
repeatedly
need to
over
get off
and
the
over.
bus.
There's a police right
Okay,
there.
well I need
Set
to
it
get
up.
off. This is the second time today I've been kidnapped. I want off this bus. I don't want to go to the garage. I want to get off. I just told you to let me off. I want to get off the bus. Well, she wanted to get away from that Ruby in that train station. That's the truth. She wanted me stranded for profit. Because it's too much over there, train right there, and the whole objective is to have me stranded. That's the truth.
The gang stalkers are driving reckless around the bus driver, like they do my friends. That's why she's blowing.
She's still going, and I asked her to let me off the bus.
And all of them covered for all the reckless driving and family members.
When are they going to jail? The gaslighting. And the police right there supervising me getting kidnapped. And she breaking a lot when I'm up here.
I've already hit the dash with bus drivers driving reckless.
Right, because you kidnapping me. This is the second time. When are they going to jail? So I can't get off. She won't let me off. She had to make sure she got away. There's a bus stop right there. She had to get me as far away from Rudy. She passed him up so she could kidnap me.
The man was trying. It's hiding. The man was trying to flag her down.
So
She
she
hit the
will
bus.
not let me off the bus. We're passing bus stops. For profit, that police is the evidence. And that, yes, I want to get off. That police is the reason she won't stop. He's trying to intimidate her to abuse me. Well, next time you need to go to jail. Don't bully me. That's the second time you done did that. I remember you.
So as far as when I crossed the street, cars were running the light, trying to come at
So
me.
the library's closed. I mean, it's sick. This is sick. What else is he going to get away with?
Well, here's the whole thing. There's damages for everyone if you let someone from a psycho movie, a horror movie, run you. And if you are really naive, I'm just not really certain on why people don't think that's a threat to your safety as well. If you let Jeffrey Dahmer run the government, what position do you think that would put the government in? I'm sorry, my abuser likes to refer to himself as American Psycho. I guess that would be a better representation of who he is. That's what he likes to be known as, American Psycho. My device is covering for crimes again. It's hiding the thumbnails.
Okay,
So he's threatening me. I have my headphones on.
Did you just cuss me out?
He's pretending like he's mentally
I'm
ill.
talking noise. Oh, because you're acting insane, sir. You started an argument with me. Here's the officer right here.
He's raging, and I had my headphones on. I had to take them off to see what was going on. But it's the schemes. Look, watch what happens.
Okay, and this is who's setting it up. I'm not arguing here. I was getting cursed out. And I didn't understand why you guys keep paying people to do like this. And then when you're on the bus and
He's
have
telling
to make
everybody
sure,
to move. You don't
because
want them to see what they're about. He's
you're
about
remotely
to do.
controlling my device, and you know I was incriminating him. So you had to save the person you paid to curse me out.
Literally on camera footage, I have my headphones on, not paying attention. I look up and someone's raging at me and cursing me out. So I'm taking my headphones off to see what's going on. Immediately when I start recording, that's evidence they're illegally monitoring me. He comes to rescue this man.
Because I'm trying to build evidence on you. So since
He's
you keep
telling
paying
everybody
people
to
to do
move.
this, you had to make
And
sure
he
I wasn't
heard the man
incriminated
threatening
exposing
me.
your crimes. So now, so no one is incriminated, I have to go through this Twilight Zone alone. We're not going to rack up these charges, so just leave her alone. So now we got to protect these con artists and conceal these crimes. This is why I can't be. So he was about to curse me out. They already remember that I was about to record him threatening me. He paid them to do it. So they don't get their charges. He interrupted it so I don't have that evidence. Oh, there's no full-blown, well, you never believe it.
I'm saying that the government's paying people to attack me, threaten me,
Sir,
do
that
all
man
this.
threatened me and you said that you can't have all this. I don't want the police department setting up abuse for me and leaving my life in jeopardy. I'm in imminent danger. This is a crime.
So he's now they're guarding me.
And it's
You'll see why.
They have no right to sit next to me and guard me like this. This is a crime right here you're witnessing. Then have everyone leave so I can't.
I had just been released for on false allegations. I was terrified.
Forcing me to be isolated, terrified for my life, even at churches and domestic violence organizations. This is
shutting down transit for me, like we've already addressed this criminal.
So when they're really mad, they do things like this, stand next to me and use intimidation and bullying tactics, knowing that I'm already terrified for my life. How are you going to stop law enforcement from abusing their badge and gun like I haven't been for 5 years? Prove we're doing it on purpose. This is proof. So they want me intimidated and scared on my transit. So they just did. Sir, I don't want you standing next to me. It's a whole train. Can you go somewhere else?
So actually, we're going to have to ask you to get off the train. Yeah, we need you off the train.
Why am I getting off the train?
Yeah, you are. We're just starting the case.
This man just threatened me.
Who's that? Nobody threatened you.
That man did just threaten me. Why are you lying and why are you asking me to get off the train?
So the employees have asked you to exit the train, okay?
Now he's making the employees take the fall for his crime.
So if they've asked you to leave, you have to get off the train, all right?
And I'm fleeing for my life and can't use transit.
They struggle with bags. They've been getting away with it 5 years.
He heard the man threatening me and put me off the train.
And bullies and violates.
So I waited for the next train. The police officer was on it and said that I couldn't use transit. I was banned from using transit. I called the police on the police. Then the police said there was nothing they can do. So I called 911 and told them that I want to hurt myself because I can't escape abuse. I was trapped. I couldn't use transit. I didn't know where I was at. Oh, no, I told them I had stomach pains that I have because I did have the stomach pains and they would deny me medical treatment in jail. So I think that I had ulcers because when I was stressed, I'd have severe stomach pain. And I was doubled over in jail and they wouldn't give me medical treatment. I thought I was going to die in Tarrant County. So nonetheless, and had me in isolation. So nonetheless, so I still had those severe stomach pains. So I said, well, you know what? The police, I have these stomach pains. Can you call an ambulance? So they let me ride the train. They thought it better that I didn't go to the hospital and get medical treatment because perhaps maybe I would be subjected to get a social worker, and they definitely don't want that. Then they have to bribe out of social workers like they've been doing to leave me in their abuse. So it was just easier to just let me use transit. So what I was trying to do is because Fort Worth wasn't bought off, they hadn't reached their threshold for false arrest. And I knew in Dallas I was safe because Dallas, Frank Crowley had stopped covering for the police department's crimes. And he needed to trap me in Fort Worth so they can keep setting up false arrests. So for my safety, I needed to get out of a location that had a clear slate, like in this new location, to repeatedly set me up. So I was fleeing to get away from the police department. They knew it, so they cut off transit, trapping me in that environment. This is the man that was following me around that I waited till he sat down somewhere else, but he sat right next to me.
Well, I said you blocked my path, and then you're sitting right next to me.
Hey, do not fucking record me.
So the argument started. This is sick. Why would you? I didn't want you sitting next to me doing this. If you someone already,
you could have kept walking.
And now with you following me,
I ain't following you, bitch.
He's a blatantly liar.
We can do this all motherfucking day. If I'm gonna blind the shit out your ass, because I swear to God, this light is not showing shit.
Let me move, because they're paid to do it. Police are behind it. I just got to obtain evidence. They want me to struggle with the bags. They have this short bus.
This short train. I will tase the shit out your
ass.
I'm
just trying to move, sir.
Keep it moving. Don't fucking get me on your goddamn camera.
He sat next to me.
No recording crimes. They're breaking.
They have camera footage.
So I can stumble.
So the train is breaking for no reason. It's making me stumble getting up.
Now he's saying he's going to tase the bitch. There's nothing here, and I'm struggling with the bags. They have a counterfeit set up, struggling with bags back and forth. It's supposed to go to Parker Road, but they stopped the transit. It makes you get off at LBJ Central.
We've already established that that's a crime to interrupt transit. I know you didn't believe it earlier.
So now, whenever I'm riding the orange line, it won't go all the way. It stops at the LBJ Central.
They're so crooked that they keep cutting the whole transit down at LBJ. instead of going to Parker Road. So I called 911 for the stomach pains, and then they're threatened to be tased. I was scared for my life, and all that was going on, and my stomach was just really hurting real bad. So the police department came and told the Marriott to give me a criminal trespass. I was at the Marriott, and I asked them to call the police because I had been calling 911 for medical treatment on my phone all day, and they wouldn't come. So let me show you.
I have to endure. They did this on the bus, and it's happening.
He's guarding me. So let me try to find the video. Well, nonetheless, I asked the security guard. I told him I was having real bad stomach pains, and the police wouldn't come. Asked them if they can call 911, and the police came and told Marriott to give me a criminal trespass. So I was pickpocketed. Nothing. It was cold outside. Had nothing to my name. Could not get shelter. I went to Parkland, telling them I was in a mental health crisis, and the police put me out the hospital.
You gotta move. I'm trying to get a safe environment, ma'am, because
they wouldn't give me mental health treatment or a social worker assistant.
Why are you forcing me to be outside without getting a safe environment? They saw me try to commit suicide in the hospital.
I told them I was suicidal, and they put me out
just
anyway.
a few minutes ago.
When I said that I can't get medical treatment, mental health treatment, I'm sure you didn't believe it. This is criminal.
So they didn't follow the protocol. This is what they gave me for profit. I've had to endure this years. So I told them I was going to kill myself for profit. They didn't get me to a hospital. This is right here, suicidal. This is today's date. What's next? They didn't give me MHMR, a social worker, nothing, and they didn't want me calling this number right here inside the building.
So
there's people that were there after me, well, before me, and they're still in there, and they have put me out when I said I'm about to commit suicide, and they still put me out anyway.
So what happened was there was people in the hospital, and then I came to get mental health treatment because I'm trapped into homelessness, got pickpocketed, and have nobody on the planet, can't get shelter. It's being enforced by the government. So I tell them I want to hurt myself. They have other people sitting in there, and they put me out the hospital and denied me suicide prevention, and then wouldn't give me any resources, didn't give me a referral to any kind of shelter or anything, and left me in it.
Concerned.
She's crying and having a meltdown. My device is covered for crimes again.
Has any type of sympathy for my sister. I'm here to let everyone know that my sister was taken to the hospital today to be evaluated. She did try to record, but they did not give her the chance to. She has none of her devices. All of her things are here. So as of right now, there will be no more videos. I will have an update tomorrow on if she will be kept or not.
So what's happening here is I have a YouTube channel begging for my life, okay? My sister got on my device and started doing uploads to slander me in my time of despair. So afraid for my life, just being set up by my flesh and blood, she gets on my devices to disrespect and slander me on my own channel.
And I will be updating everyone on my channel.
She's crying.
If you do care about my sister or you are concerned, anyone who wants to follow my channel, you can go on my channel and you can see the updates on my channel. I do want to thank everyone who has supported my sister in her time of need. I really, really do appreciate it.
I don't know what's wrong with my device while it's showing like this.
And also, God put it on my heart to apologize to anyone my sister has hurt.
Okay, let's go ahead. Apologize to anyone her sister has hurt. Hit car wrecks and all this insanity. She don't care about her family member's life being in jeopardy. But let's apologize. Let's focus on anyone that she feels that I hurt.
Especially who this channel is about.
Especially him.
I wanted to apologize to anyone my sister has came encounter with. My sister has hurt. Especially who this channel is about. I wanted to apologize to anyone my sister has came encounter with, and she has did any type of harm or anything towards anyone.
Not saying, can we find someone to give justice to the person that hit her nephew with a car?
If you are concerned or if you want updates about my sister, I will give you updates on my channel. I'm really hurting because
But
it
yet,
hurts for me to see
you
my
haven't got
sister like
charges for
this.
blatantly lying. To see her like this and interrupting me trying to get help for being pickpocketed, stalked, hunted like an animal.
I'm sorry. I told myself I was not gonna cry.
But yet you
But
repeatedly lie.
like I said, anyone who wants to know about my sister, I will keep you updated on my channel. She's being evaluated, and as far as of now, you will see no more videos. Now, if you do see more videos and they're from my sister, then we will know that the system has failed us. I did get a white warrant for her, so she wouldn't be able to leave the hospital.
Which is a crime. I'm blatant lies.
And for everyone who was in the comments wanting to know about my shirts, also, I will let y'all know on my page. Once again, I do want to thank everyone for anyone who's helped my sister in her time of need during this time. I just want to thank everyone, and I do want to apologize to everyone.
She wants to apologize.
Y'all have a good night.
So I left him. I thought that was incriminating. You know, you have blatantly lied on me with the police department, and then you get on my device and slander me and cover for the crimes. I'll just leave it. The paper. Then you had me tell me that. So my sister's trying to set me up. I just got out of Hickory Trail. She's starting arguments when I try to call and check on my car that I had just paid off and was arrested. She's starting arguments when I try to check on my apartment when I was trapped in Tarrant County Jail with time served. She's fully aware of all this. And I couldn't handle my business because she's constantly coming in like a security guard, interrupting any kind of progress I make. So I got out of jail. My car's been towed. Well, they impounded and they were auctioning it off. I guess they didn't want me getting it back. Yeah, I had just paid it off, and then they set me up. So nonetheless, she's demanding that I go to Turtle State Hospital after just getting out of Hickory Trail. I even though she set me up, I can't. I'm tired of being on the streets fighting for my life, repeatedly getting treated like this, and just no one just seems to have any integrity anywhere to be found around me. At church, government officials, judges, social workers, CPS, it's just impossible to find it. So I said, okay, I'll go to Turtle. If that's my only option. So check out the ride too. My device just keeps on covering for crimes. I have to find it again. They see everything. They see all my passwords, everything, anything that I do. They know when I wake up. They know certain apps I get on, all kinds of alarms, notifications, everything they see. So this is why I can have identity theft. So what happened was the government had set up the pickpocketing with my abuser. And they wanted me to be trapped in the cold on the streets with nothing, getting threatened and violated. It's trapped in that misery and fear. So I tried to go to the hospital to save my life, and they were putting me out of hospitals, enforcing that I stay on the street. But if someone's saying they're suicidal, you can't deny them